Hello, Safe and Healthy is the name of our new program on food science and nutrition. And in this program, we will try to talk about the properties and characteristics of foods. And also we try to give all the health benefits of each food also. And why safe and healthy? Safe that your food should be free of any hazardous or any toxic factor. And healthy that your food should be as natural as possible. And that is, you should eat only homemade or home-cooked foods. So that no processed foods and no junk foods, no fast foods, or at least if you can avoid to not abuse with these foods. And to make it easy, we will classify or organize all these kind of foods in groups. And each group will include all the foods with the same properties or with the common properties and also the common chemical composition. And there are many groups of foods, and just to make you know easily what food to choose, and when you eat a food that you should know everything about what you are eating and some health benefits, and also which kind of chemicals and which kind of factors that you are needing or you can get from each food. And the first group is the group of grains or cereals, hard wheat, soft wheat, and corn, barley, rice, oat, millet, and quinoa, canary seeds, and so all these grains and rye and a lot of them. And this is the first group, that because these grains or these cereals may have the same characteristics, the same chemical composition, with a mild difference between some grains also, sure. And the second group is the group of legumes or beans, that we call them also the pulses, which are the peas and chickpeas and fava beans, and lentils and beans, and so soya, and so, and the group of legumes or beans also may have the same, all these kind of beans may have the same chemical characteristics and also the same health benefits. And the third group is the group of vegetables and green leaves, and there are a lot of them. So and vegetables and green leaves, that because they have the same characteristic also and the same chemical composition and also the same health benefits. And the fourth group is the group of fruits, and fruits that we split them in dried fruits and fresh fruits. So in dates and figs and raisins, and also nuts and almonds, and so pistachio, and so peanuts, and so, and also the fresh fruits, a lot of them. So the papaya, melon, and so banana, pears, and so peaches, and so a lot of them. So, and there is a difference between fruits and vegetables. They are not the same. That because fruits we cannot cook them, that we eat them as raw, as fresh, and that vegetables are we can cook them and we can prepare a lot of meals from them. And the group of seeds also, seeds like cress seeds, fenugreek, black cumin seeds, and flax seeds, and so. This is also a group, and there are many factors and many health benefits in this group that you should not forget, you should not ignore or neglect. And the group of spices, that spices are used only for the taste of food and also for improving the flavor of meals, but they are also so important for your health, that because they are a source of some flavonoids and a lot of antioxidants that may boost the immunity and may boost a lot of things inside your body. And also the group of herbs and plants that we drink them, so that we consume them as a drink, like tea, like coffee, like moringa, like saffron, and the oregano, thyme, so sage. So, and these plants also may constitute a group, and they are also important. You should not forget them and should not ignore them also. And we have the group of milk and dairy products. In this group, we will talk not only on the cow's milk, but also the camel milk, and also the lamb milk, and goat milk, and mare's milk. Although there are many kinds of milk, and because there are a lot of people now, a lot of countries now are consuming the milk from camels, and other countries are consuming the milk from goats, and some countries now are consuming also the mare's milk. And meats, also the group of meats, poultry and animals, and white meats that will put eggs also, that because they are animal products. And so the fish, and the last group is the group of fish. And we will talk also about some fats, like some fatty materials like oils, like olive oil, and so coconut oil, and a lot of natural oils, and so And also oils are also very, very important for the health, and they have a lot of health benefits like olive oil. And so, and all these kind of foods will organize it in groups, and with each group may have the same properties that it will become easy for you to understand and to know what you are eating. That's because we know that people now are not eating various foods, and when they vary food, they vary only vegetables or fruits. But they should so have a balance between all kinds of foods, a balance between vegetables, with beans, grains, between also seeds and fruits and dried fruits and fresh fruits, and also meats and dairy products and fish, that you should have a balance. And you should at least know what you are eating, at least what you are. It's very important for you to know what you are eating, that because when we cook, when we prepare your food at home, when we cook your food, that you see what you are cooking, and you know what you are cooking, and you choose what you are cooking. And when you eat that, you know what we are eating. So, but when you buy a can and some canned food or processed foods or a juice or something like this, that you don't know what you are drinking, you don't know what you are eating. So that's because you didn't prepare it, didn't so make it, and you cannot know, and you don't know what you are eating. So but you have to check everything when you buy your food, even processed or fresh. You have to check everything, and you should ask if you can get some information about the way the food is produced by some crops, pesticides, the use of pesticides, or the use of some hormones, and the use of with the quality of water for watering these plants or in the production also. And when you buy some animal originated foods like milk or eggs or meat, that you should also ask about the style, about the way these meats or these milk or eggs are produced, that you should get an idea, if you can, that because now in milk, eggs and meats, all kinds of meats, poultry and animals now are grown by antibiotics and hormones. And also they are feed some genetically modified crops, some genetically modified grains like corn or other materials, and that you should think of these things when you buy something, or when you want to choose something from the market or from the supermarket and so on. So talking about foods is more important than talking about nutrition. When you go and see your nutritionist, that's about what you should eat when you have a disease, but he will give you a list of what you to eat, but it's not a meal. He will not give you a meal, so a type of meal or that, but he will give you some a piece of a loaf or bread, a piece of meat, one egg, and so one fruit or two fruits, and so on, a list, but it's not a meal. So, and it doesn't make sense that with this list, you cannot live with this list, so you know. And some food habits, and you should count of what you know in food and in cooking and in everything. And that's for people now who are living on canned food or processed foods, and also on fast foods and fried foods. And they are not really consuming a lot of things just to have this balance and just to get all the factors that your body needs. And there is a lack in antioxidants, there is a lack in phytosterol and phytoestrogen, there is a lack in prebiotics, there is a lack in fibers. But some other things are now being consumed or eaten in too much, in high concentrations, like some fats and some cholesterol and some peroxides and some chemicals which may come from the way that food is prepared or is cooked. And in this program, Safe and Healthy, safe and healthy is the main principles in food that you know. Safe and healthy diet. So safe, that you should check about what your food can bring out as toxic, and also healthy, that your food, is it natural or processed, or I don't know. Even now, fish now is grown. Now it's not a fish, it's not a natural fish. It's not from sea. A lot of kinds of fish now, like salmon, now is grown, and also production of eggs, production of milk and meats, and a lot of things. Even so, pesticides now is not used in high concentration or in high amounts for cereals or for many crops. But you have to check, and you have to clean everything, and you have to wash everything even these vegetables that should be really that if you can get some information about them. And in this program that we will talk about a safe and healthy diet, and we will also identify, will describe, and we will give all the properties and all things that you should know about your food, that when you eat a vegetable, I don't know, a potato or tomato or turnip or salad or I don't know, some green leaves, that you should know when you eat something, that you should know all the characteristics and all the properties and also all the factors and the health benefits that this what we are eating can bring to your body. And is it okay or not? Is it good or bad? And also when you choose the fruits, so apples or pears or banana or papaya also that you did. And you should know everything about all these fruits. Sure that they have some chemicals in common, some factors in common, sure. But there is a difference between pears and apples, and there is a difference between apples and banana, and from banana to papaya, and papaya to melon, and grapes, and so on. And when you know these characteristics and these properties of food, sure, it will be easy for you to choose your food, and also it will be easy for you to balance your diet. And to avoid a lot of things that people know, a lot of mistakes, that's in nutrition, that people now are doing, but they don't know. And so, anyway, that's so in all these groups, so cereals and beans, and so seeds and spices and vegetables and fruits, and also herbs and plants, some oils, some type of oils like olive oil, and there is a big difference between olive oil and the other processed oils. They are not the same. And but before these oils, were also obtained by pressurizing the fruits and the grains. And now they are refined, and the refining is a very dangerous process now, and it's applied to all the fatty materials of the olive oil and also hydrogenated oils, and also some animal originated foods also that you should know. The amount that you should eat and the time also you should eat everything. You know that the season, you know that the crops now, or the vegetables and the foods now are produced in the season. And you know that every vegetable or fruits may have a season, that you cannot find the tomatoes of the year, you cannot find potatoes of the year, you cannot find banana in the year. That's because it's stored under some conditions, and it's stored that because it's preserved by freezing or by refrigeration, but it's not a fresh fruit. That's even you eat it, it's nice, but it's not a fresh fruit. You should consume everything when after harvesting, that the chemical compounds and the health benefits are at a maximum. But when these fruits or vegetables are stored under the refrigeration for 1 or 2 or 3 months, sure they will lose a lot of chemicals and a lot of beneficial chemicals in it. It's not the same. And that in the season that you should choose only crops, only vegetables, only fruits, and so on in the season. Only dried food can be eaten all the year. That's because it's preserved, that's it. We cannot store it under the refrigeration, like grains, like beans, so like some seeds, and so like nuts, almond, and so that all dried food it doesn't need any conditions for storage. You can store it at home, and you can but other fresh food that should be preserved under refrigeration, and when preserved, sure they will make the conditions for the microorganisms to not grow like some molds, and not to have a spoilage on these crops. And show that try to choose that the season, all the vegetables and fruits in their season, and to respect also the nature, for you can get the maximum of these health benefits from these crops and these vegetables and also these fruits also. And today, this is a long introduction about our new program called Safe and Healthy, and we will talk about a safe and healthy diet and safe and healthy, the two strong things, the two strong principles, safe and healthy, just to avoid a lot of disease only by a safe and healthy diet. Until another episode, see you. Salam.